Let's haul back. That's good. Keep her steady.
What is that?
Good morning, and thank you very much. I want to thank you all for taking the time to attend our presentation here today. We're very excited as Kinetix to present to the NHL's newest organization and show you how we can help you achieve 100% digitalization to bring up your new customers and new capacity to sell your merchandise throughout the entire sphere of your customer base. A little bit about me today. My name is Guy Fisk. I'm a sales engineer here at Kinetix. I've been here for almost 20 years. I've been happy to see the growth of the way e-commerce has changed over the last 20 years, and I'm happy to present to you how I think that we're a good fit for your organization and we can help you achieve your goals today and moving forward. A brief agenda of what we're going to cover today. We'll talk a little bit about our earlier call, why we're here today, give you a brief introduction to Kinetix as a company, talk about our flow partner automation and how we can automate the processing within your organization to reach out to your customer base. Do a brief demo and then have time for Q&A after. So basically a recap of our earlier call, why we're here today. So we had a call last week with Reggie and the Hanson brothers and basically presenting the current business case for you as an organization as a new NHL organization, having the ability to sell through to your customer base, both the larger customers, your traditional EDI type customers, your Dick's Sporting Goods, your Shields, your Big Five Sports, different people like that, as well as also reaching out to do truly 100% digitalization to reach your entire customer base. So the smaller and medium size shops that may want to sell merchandise with your branding, as well as your very small customers, giving them the ability to place orders with you as well. So having a full solution to provide both large, medium, and smallest customers. Also talking about long-term future plans. So focusing mostly on the customer base today, but eventually talking about vendors and suppliers. So how you can automate processing both on the buy side as well as the supply side. A little bit about Kinetix. So we've been in business for over 33 years. We have a tremendous base of both employees like myself that have been here for a very long time, as well as customers that have been very long-term customers. We facilitate over 1 billion document exchanges a year. So in the traditional business space, we've had on-premise customers. We're moving more to a SaaS-based model, and we have the capacity to grow and scale and provide abilities for your company to grow and scale with us as well. We are based here in the States, outside of Boston, Massachusetts. We also have an office in Minnesota, and then also in Europe, in EMEA, we have offices as well. So we have the ability to support you globally as you look to grow your brand and sell across the globe. A brief history of document exchange. So when we talk about what does this look like over the last 20 years that I've been here, but then also, even further back than that. So talking about what was document exchange back before the 2000s. So really there was no digital capacity. Really most people were doing manual paper-based processing. So the costs per document of an invoice, of an order, things like that, very high. $20, $30 or more based on studies done by different analyst groups, whether that's Gartner, Forrester, et cetera. And so the incoming documents, the cost of processing those paper documents, manually rekeying, paying staff to do all that, very high. Even the outgoing processing, less rekeying, less processing, but still very manual, still quite expensive. So we're still talking a couple dollars per document to send out. As we reached the 2000s, things started to get a little bit better. So we'll call it 50% digitalization. So we're having the ability to automate and integrate some of these messages via different mechanisms, but there are still errors and still quite a bit of manual handling. So human intervention is still involved through most phases. So we're bringing down the cost a little bit. So we're going from that $25 to $35 per document on average to less, but still not inexpensive, $15 to $20 per document. Costs of sending PDFs out for outbound messages dropped quite a bit, but we're still have most of the costs on the receiving part. So what we really want to help with and what we really want to grow with is to help lower that cost and also improve the problems of lack of data accuracy and lack of data quality. So now when we talk about today, 2020 moving forward, what we want to help you with is true 100% digitalization. So with our Flow Partner Automation Portal, we want to get you to 100% digital process where there are no errors, no manual handling. We're reducing the costs, we're saving the time, we're really improving the entire process. We want to be able to facilitate you receiving in those inbound orders today, and again, down the road, talking about your supply side as well. We want to facilitate the receiving in of those different formats via all sorts of different mechanisms. So not the old 1990s receiving in a fax, opening up the mail, paper documents, although we can still help with processing of that. We can support all sorts of different automated integrations as well, whether that's EDI, XML, JSON, all sorts of different data formats so that we're able to really drive down the cost of processing those incoming messages to a very low level, 25 cents to 75 cents, much, much less than what we've seen over time. On the outgoing side, again, we want to drive down costs of that as well. So again, supporting all the different formats that people may want you to send messages out in, and again, driving down the cost of those. When we talk about the total cost of ownership, what are the benefits of moving to a platform like ours? What are the benefits of 100% digitalization? Just from a cost of ownership, we can see that as we move from the old manual processes through some OCR and PDF type processes to a flow platform where we're doing 100% digitalization, we're really removing as much as we can any sort of manual processing. We want to automate as much as we can. As we do that, we want to lower the error rate down to as close to zero as we can get. We want to remove all the manual processing and rekeying errors that are introduced and make this an automated integration to help drive down that error rate. And we also want to remove the amount of time that it takes to process these documents due to human involvement. We also definitely want to drive down the cost of those receiving of documents as well as sending out of documents. And we want to make you a true 2020 digital company. So Flow Partner Automation, what is our solution for this? So Flow is a software as a service platform for automating business processes between you and your partners. So again, this can be anybody from the very large customers of yours that are placing orders for huge amounts of merchandise, different sweaters, hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, all that branded material that they're placing orders to you from, down to the middle tier of customers that don't have as sophisticated of an integration but still want to be able to place orders to you, and you still want to be able to handle in a common way, in a very automated and low fee way for you, down to the lowest base of customers that you still want to be able to handle the same way and drive down cost of that as well. We're looking to add many features and enhancements through the upkeep of this platform. So this gives you the ability to stay in a maintained and up-to-date software as a service model where you're not having to worry about maintaining the package locally and having staff in charge of that. So a little bit about that process. So when we talk about exchanging these structured document formats between you and your different business partners that you're dealing with, we really want to make that an automated exchange of business information using, where we can, different standardized methods to drive down the cost and the manual intervention involved. So we really give the ability to facilitate all those sorts of different message formats that people might want to integrate with you, depending on who it is, supporting all those different formats, but having you handle it in that common internal way through the Flow Partner portal. We want to be able to easily exchange all these different messages. We want to be able to send and receive and track all these messages. We want to be able to send out notifications to you whenever there may be problems and generate reports and give you visibility into the analytics of what we're processing through the system. So when we look at how this looks from a higher level, if we read this kind of starting from your trading partners on the left-hand side here, so the different modules or the different ways we refer to this within our Flow Partner Automation portal. We have our EDI to Flow module for our larger partners. So EDI, whether it's that traditional sort of data format exchange of receipt of orders on your side, or it could also be some newer different data formats, but basically the larger partners with the mechanisms to receive in data from them. PDF to Flow for our medium partners, so people that don't have the sophistication to be able to handle those dedicated automated integrations like the larger partners can, and down to Portal to Flow for your very small partners to give them a way to still order merchandise and still be able to receive information pushed down from you without you having to reinvent the wheel across all of these different partners. All these different ways for your partners to send information to you will all go through our portal, and based on the different formats and types and processes of how we're receiving this information, we have the capability here to map these, validate them, archive them, create reports, do conversions, do business logic processing, all that sort of thing to ultimately feed into your internal SysPro system so that you're able to see at HQ all of this incoming information, be able to track and process all these incoming orders. And as you start to grow this process, be able to send out your invoicing and be able to talk about ramping up your supply chain as well, where you're pushing out orders and getting in invoices, all through this common portal. So we are a global company and we support global networks and standards. Obviously here in North America, we see things done a certain way, but across our different business units globally and the different standards boards that we're parts of and help maintain these different integrations and methodologies across the globe, we are making sure that we're giving you a platform that will be supported and support all the different means and ways that you'll need to conduct business. Some of our partners that we use for the infrastructure, most of this lives in Microsoft Azure. We do also have some Google Cloud-based analytics. We are certified through different industry standards to ensure that we're following the latest and greatest certifications and security measures and standards to ensure that you're able to rest easy knowing that we're handling the logistics of how this process actually works online. We have, we'll see in the demo piece, we have some analytical reporting that we have available to you always. We can also create reports to push out to you to give you access to information about what we're processing through and give you more metrics about the data that's flowing through the portal. When we talk about how this process is going to work, right? So we talk about 100% digitalization. We want to be able to take your customer base as a whole and be able to segment that and break it out so that depending on the source of the data, depending on starting with that total number, whatever it may be 28,000 partners, might be 100,000 partners, might be 2,000 partners. We want to be able to break that down and go through a process where we can reach out to all of them and get all of them in some sort of way access to data to send to you so that you're able to reach out to them and process all that information regardless of the methodology of format. So we want to really reach out to that entire customer base of yours and be able to bring them and onboard them to the different methodologies to get you as close to 100% digital as we can get. Some examples of customers that are already using our platform. You see that there's no hockey companies here, and we think that's a good thing. We don't want you to do business the way the other 31 organizations are. We want you to be a forward-looking company and be able to handle things in a way that people haven't thought of before and be able to seamlessly enable all of your customer base to handle your processing. Some quotes, examples from existing customers. Again, obviously, You'll get a lot of people that can give you different quotes and logos and things like that. We're happy to give you references and have you talk to people that can be as closely aligned to the type of business that you're doing and give you examples of why they chose us and why they continue to use us. So a brief demo here of the system. When we take a look at the portal, we're going to get access to the system here, and we're going to have this branded with all of your marketing and your logos and colors and things like that. We're going to be able to give logins here both internally for you to get access to the system. We'll talk a little bit about also, depending on the tier of the partner that you're dealing with, also give access to them to have access to the portal to interact with you. When we log into the system here, we're going to get to a landing page that's going to be able to give a good spot to push out news and information. And when we get to our basic dashboard here, we've got a brief video that I want to show you just with some more information about the platform and how we handle things.
Are you able to electronically exchange business documents such as invoices, orders, and delivery notes with all of your trading partners and suppliers? With the old and traditional methods for exchanging documents and data, it is impossible for you to achieve 100% digitalization in your supply chain. This is due to a lack of complete interoperability between your systems and your partner systems. Some of your suppliers not having the technologies to process and exchange data electronically, or scattered data and difficulty in having global overview of the supply chain. All of these problems result in inflexible processes, manual work, and therefore a higher risk of errors and costs in your supply chain. Does this sound familiar to you? Flow 100% Supply Chain Digitalization is your solution. Flow allows you to fully automate and digitize all data and document exchange with all of your suppliers and partners, no matter their size, from one unique and centralized platform. Thanks to a wide variety of modules, Flow is the ideal solution to automate and integrate all data exchanges with your existing IT infrastructure and systems. Allow conversion of documents into electronic format for a fast integration of business data in your systems. Provide a portal for your partners to directly input all of their B2B documents and improve supply chain collaboration. Easily and quickly onboard all of your suppliers and partners, and optimize all the document exchange in one centralized platform, thanks to detailed analytical reporting tools. Thanks to its modularity, the Flow platform allows for strong flexibility to fit your needs, while providing a secure and easy-to-use environment for you and your partners. Are you ready for a new way of collaborating with your partners and suppliers? Start 100% supply chain digitalization today.
So that just is another reinforcement basically from marketing of what this can look like for you. So basically how we're going to help you along that journey to 100% digitalization, enable you to really, in this case, worry about merchandising orders from your different partner base, but then looking to grow in the future as well to ultimately get your supply chain as well. So as we log in through here, again, we've got this access to different news and notes and information we can push out either to internal or external parties. The core feature from your side of things to be able to come in and look at from a tracking perspective, we give you a dashboard that gives you visibility into all of the different information that we're receiving in and sending out, broken out several different ways. So from our basic document tracking here, we're able to see document summaries broken up by different categories. These are our default things. All documents broken out by time period, just things that have been received or in error, just things that are sent, things like that. We're able to drill down into here and get more detail and visibility down to the individual message level. So we can see, if we just go to all documents today, we can see a list top to bottom spanning multiple pages here of the different documents that we've processed. This includes regardless of whatever the document formats are and who the sender and recipient of these messages are. So what we're going to be able to see here from a visibility viewpoint is all of the incoming orders that you're receiving from the bigger EDI traditional large partners, the more medium-sized PDF to flow type customers that are sending you a simple PDF to place an order, and your smaller customers that we can actually give access to the portal here to key in information to generate an order to come to you. You're going to have visibility here of all those types of messages coming into you through a single place. So obviously from here, we can see all sorts of different information. We can also filter that. So we can come in and filter the results of this query. We just did off the main document tracking page, we went into all documents for today. We could filter this off of all sorts of other parameters, whether it's document type or particular, related numbers, different partners being sender or receivers, different date time ranges. If I wanted to see all orders from last Tuesday or broken out over the last quarter, show me all documents from a particular partner, we could do that. We can come in and see different document level data. So if I'm looking for a particular order number or something like that, we can see that. So what we want to do is we want to give you a filterable view here to get access to whatever level of information it is you're looking for. So obviously in this automated integration into your SysPro system, we're not going to act as your statement of record, right? That's SysPro. So all your orders that make it in there, you're going to process through, you're going to create sales orders, go through the manufacturing pick pack cycle and process the data in there. But if you ever have a question, how did that order originally come in? What did that original order actually look like? We're able to actually come in here and view the data as it came from our partner. We can come in and view the raw data, whatever the format may be, whether this is an EDI message sent from a larger retailer, or it's a PDF to flow message, or it's entered in from the portal from a smaller customer. We're able to come in and view this original information as well as view it as it goes through the processing to go through different maps, transformations, validations, ultimately to wind up in your internal system. So we have full visibility and trackability of all those steps, visibility, logging, we can view before and after mapping, all those sort of things. So we give you full access to all this information. It's not something that you're going to deal with on a daily basis, but it's always there for you to see. And as you come in to look up, did order number 1, 2, 3, 4 come in? How many orders came in last Tuesday for the last quarter? How many orders did I get in from Dick's Sporting Goods? We can come in, run these queries, see this information. We can also take the results of these and export it out to wherever you may want to use it. So that gives us visibility into the document tracking features. We've also got a document analytics section that's going to give us some basic breakdowns for some different views into the data that you're getting. Again, we're not looking to replicate everything that happens in your internal ERP system, but as part of the processing through the messages that we're sending and receiving through our platform, we want to give you visibility. If I wanted to say, show me within the last month, so within August, I want some basic breakdown of how many documents did I process through the Flow platform? Who was the biggest partner that sent me the most orders? What was the worst partner with the most errors? So as this generates, sorry, my demo system's a little bit slow here, as this generates behind the scenes, going through the analytics of all that data, we're going to get some visibility here to both things like counts as well as charts and bar graphs and things that look pretty for the higher ups to see, to give us visibility on what actually is tracking through the system. Not everything is a manual query. Not everything is you coming in and manually looking things up. I can see in the month of August, I dealt with 5,000 partners. There were 2 million documents broken out by how we sent or received that, who the biggest partner as far as volume was, some trending analysis as this grows over time, things like that. I also have visibility not only in the integration process, but in details about the actual types of messages that we're processing. So just again, kind of a list top to bottom of what we're processing through the system, but this is also filterable. So if I wanted to see a particular type of message or particular, based on who a sender may be, some different details about that. And we also can go through some acknowledgement reconciliation for larger vendors that are doing that type of processing. So we've got some analytics here that you can drill in and get information. We've got the core tracking that you can come in and query and get basic information about what's processing as well as more detailed. And you can also export that out and do your own reporting on. We've also got just a very brief look at the document manager for the smaller customers who may want to give access to. We're able to give them a log into the system and give them the capability to come in and create a new document. They could come in and create a new order for you and actually go through and enter in the information to send that through the portal to come into you the exact same way as if this were a larger partner or one of the more medium-sized partners that are going through our PDF to flow process. So that is a very basic look at the platform and the visibility of the different pieces that we give you here. We will jump out of this and switch back to our PowerPoint. Any questions on anything you've seen so far, or things that you didn't see, or questions about us as a company, or anything at all?